The 1994-95 season was an historic one for Middlesbrough Football Club. It was Borough's final campaign at Ayresome Park after 92 years. New player boss Bryan Robson was tasting soccer management for the first time. And Robbo's dream was fulfilled as Boro said farewell to Ayresome Park in perfect fashion.
Blasting through the men there, and White supporting as well, and still with White, and Hendry! Goal! Boro! John Hendry! Hendry's second! And Middlesbrough back in charge! John Hendry, who's done so much over the years, puts the smile back on the Middlesbrough supporters.
Victory in the final home match against Luton Town was enough to secure the First Division Championship and promotion to the Premiership. This is the story of a brilliant season for Boro, the start of an exciting new era.
And here's Henry. Henry, oh, beautiful shot from Henry. He just looked up, saw the goalkeeper off his line, and sweetly stroked it with the outside of his right foot. A goal to savour.
Who knows, maybe there's a hangover from these teams playing each other only 6 weeks ago. It needs a goal really to settle it down. Pollard might deliver one now. Into the area he goes! What a goal for Boro!
Going to get by Vickers. Then Todd to head it on. Now Hendry's escape from Nyholt! It's 2-1 to Middlesbrough. John Hendry.
By the time Boro staged their pre-season photo call, Robbo had already marked his reign with 3 major signings: Neil Cox, Nigel Pearson and Clayton Blackmore. Alan Miller and Jamie Moreno were both added to the squad before the big kick-off. Meanwhile, it was Robbo himself who made the headlines in the first pre-season friendly at Torquay, celebrating his debut as player-manager with a goal. Expectations were high when the season kicked off for real against Burnley at Ayresome Park.
Bryan Robson has always been a man for the big occasion, and this match is set to rank up among the most memorable in even his magnificent career. The setting looks perfect, Ayresome Park is packed out, the pitch is immaculate, and even the sun is ready to sign on another chapter in the illustrious Bryan Robson story. The new boss is one of 5 debutants for the Borough. There's Alan Miller in goal, the latest signing. £1 million Neil Cox, the new skipper Nigel Pearson, who's been struggling with an ankle injury, and another Old Trafford import, Clayton Blackmore. All Premiership signings to boost another Borough promotion campaign. Heath trying to let that one run. He's not catching out. Robson's ball forward. Keeper came a long way. Hendry surely. 1-0, and the Borough are off and running. And it was Robson at the heart of it, and Hendry on the end of it, and the Holgate end is jumping. All the way forward, first time, and that's what caused the problems. Beresford, an unlucky deflection, and Hendry will take everything that's going his way. First time from the boss. What's wrong with a long ball? Nothing when it causes that. Winstanley, the unfortunate defender. Hendry, the grateful attacker. Pollock's little header. Wilkinson, Hendry. Always danger when Hendry gets it. Hendry still going, still Hendry. Hendry! It's all going his way, that's for certain. And now it's 2. 2 for Hendry, 2 for Middlesbrough. The packed house getting what it turned up for, with some assistance, it's got to be said, from Burnley. Hendry got past his man, and another stumbled shot through the gap, through the keeper, Beresford as well. If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win a raffle, and Hendry always will have a go. Beresford's mistake.
2 goals so far. Have you set yourself a target this season?
Not at all, no. I mean, I think by the end of October last year I had 14 goals, and I was flying at the time. And of course I was crocked, put him out for 4 months. So you never set your targets in this game.
No problem with the ankle today, though. Everything looks clear for this season.
Yeah, great.
A good result and a great response from the fans here today as well, wasn't it?
That's right. I mean, like I say, the board sort of put the money where their mouth is, says, right, we're going for it this year. And the crowd have come out in their forces today, and it's up to them. I mean, the ball's in their court. If they come and support us, give us the support like today, then I'm sure we're in for a good season.
Borough's first away match was at Roots Hall, where John Henry continued his great start to the season.
Edwards for Southend. Forward by Vickers. Hendry's made the run forward. It's just him and goal. He gets it past the keeper, and there's the first goal. It's taken 30 minutes for Middlesbrough to break the deadlock. They've looked dangerous for most of the game. It was a superb run by Hendry. He had the pace to beat the defence, steer the ball past Royce, and after 30 minutes, it's Southend 0, Middlesbrough 1. Comes to Moore, that's a good ball, just around Dublin. Pearson, good header forward, allowed to run on, here's Hendry. Could this be his second of the game? Superbly taken. Again, the defence standing still. Hendry, once he gets a yard beyond the defender, is just so lethal.
After 2 wins out of 2 in the Ensley League came a midweek Anglo-Italian Cup date against Piacenza. Not a big priority for Boro, and it was the Italians who went closest to breaking the deadlock early on when they hit the outside of the post. Boro did have a go, and they thought they'd won a penalty when Robbie Mustoe was clearly brought down in the box. But the referee played on, and insult was added to injury a short while later when Paul Wilkinson tangled with his marker. The alleged incident happened after the ball had gone. The referee insisted Wilkinson was a culprit and immediately pulled out his red card. The Boro striker clearly thought he'd been wrongly punished, but that counts for nothing of course, and Wilco had to go. It had been a frustrating start to the season for the Boro marksman, but he finally had something to smile about at home to Bolton Wanderers.
Steve Vickers is in an unusually advanced position here. He'll find support across the middle, now with Pollock. And Pollock's cross, and Wilkinson's header, and it's Middlesbrough 1, Bolton 0. Glorious stuff from Paul Wilkinson. Typical Wilkinson goal. It's a pinpoint cross, this one from Pollock, and Wilkinson getting in front of Jason Lydiot beats Brannigan easily. Pollock again directing the operations there. It's a splitting pass, and here's the cross from Curtis Fleming. Straight up in the air from Phillips. And there's Pollock again. He seems to be right in the thick of things at the moment. Wilkinson's header down. Good save, Brannigan. Bolton really being suffocated in midfield at times, and there's a red tide again driving forward. This is Robbie Mustoe now. Space out on the left for Alan Moore. Here he is. And the cross. And it'll be met here by Hendry. Good save.
This time last season you started with 4 wins out of 4. This season you have a man called Bryan Robson playing for you. Just what difference is he making?
Well, I mean, obviously his leadership on the pitch is very vital for us. Keeps everybody on the toes and keeps everybody going throughout the games, and I think it showed. And obviously the lads who've come in have done very well as well, and we've gelled together very quickly, which is always going to be important.
The perfect start continued at the baseball ground, where a single goal was again sufficient to claim all 3 points. John Hendry did the damage down the left flank, and Clayton Blackmore struck a simple winner, his first league goal for the Boro. 4 wins out of 4 ensured Robbo's men ended August in pole position. The 100% start meant a 3-point lead over Oldham Athletic in second place. September began at Vicarage Road, where Watford became the first team to take points off the Boro, despite being reduced to 10 men early in the game.
Hendry to Moore. That's a good ball into space. Oh, and what's going to happen here? It could be a yellow card, certainly not a red card, I'm sure, because the player was not going to get in on goal that way. The ball was going towards the corner flag. Oh, and this, well, I fear that's a really tragic decision. We're just 22 minutes into the game, and Kevin Miller, a £250,000 signing from Birmingham City, takes his leave of the match. Pollock again. Henry trying to get hold of that one. Jamie Pollock now. Oh, he kept it in play. Didn't go for a corner either. Shot coming in from Robson. Picked up by Cox. He's got round the outside. Can he deliver the cross? Oh, he's done well. And it was Foster who got it away, and it's there. 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Clayton Blackmore, the scorer. His second goal for Middlesbrough, and the Boro fans going wild. 35 minutes into this game. And Foster will be looking for this one. Oh, it's gone past. In fact, Wilkinson got it. Shot coming in. Oh, great goal! The shot from Richard Johnson. Well, he did it on Tuesday night when he hammered a shot in that defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's pulled Watford back onto level terms here this afternoon. And away comes Bryan Robson. Nice ball to Pollock. And things developing on the left-hand side for Middlesbrough. Pollock again, chance for the shot. Tries it. Oh, he hit that well. Great save by Perry Digweed. Superb shot though from 20-year-old Jamie Pollock. They gave him the space to exploit, and he certainly did that with a cracking shot that was way on target. But Perry Digweed sprung to his right and magnificently turned it over for a corner kick.
Corner kick. Melville right on the line coming off it. Goodman trying to get up again. Still not clear. It was Pearson who jumped in there. Back out wide for Ferguson. Still all the bodies ahead of him. Wilkinson's flying header. Hendry looking to roll his man, and doing so they've got spare men wide if he can push it. Now the break's on. It's Pollock breaking. Hendry's in the middle. Can he find him? Hendry! Flying effort straight at Norman. What a fine counter-attack that was.
Oh, exciting move. Great little move that. Great ball in by Pollock as well, wasn't it? I was expecting John Henry actually to bury that one. Here we can see the ball getting played in. Henry with a leaping header and actually two straight, right at the goalkeeper.
Bursting effort there by Henry to get up and support, but now it's Goodman. And a yard or two for Russell. Craig Russell, that's an excellent goal! Russell puts Sunderland ahead, and absolutely first-class finishing. Hours. And Russell, a gift, and he's taken it. What were they thinking of? And Craig Russell cannot believe it. Now Henry with a chase. Melville. And the linesman was the right side of Melville to see if there was an offence. Referee was blindside, and he was quite happy. Looking for the shorter corner here as we see the players pushing forward more. It's Cox now, lifting it in. Flying effort away. Moore, ball a little touch. Moore, what a terrific goal! Alan Moore! And if any goal could inspire a team, surely that one from Alan Moore will do. Fabulous finish, that. You could see it coming, he knew what he was going to do, didn't he?
Wonderful strike. Oh, really superb shot, wasn't it? Now that surely has got to lift them back into this game. Got the crowd going, who had gone silent in the last 10 minutes or so, but they're going again, and I think we can look forward to a little bit of a charge now from the Boro.
What a terrific goal, and Alan Moore, who scored for the Republic under-21s in midweek, coming up with a goal he'll have to wait a long time to better. And we'll make a note of that one for our goal of the season competition, I'm sure. Wilkinson saying what he wanted. Fleming. Oh, well, what a difference a goal makes. Totally different Boro side now. And that composure we've just been talking about that Sunderland have shown will really be tested now. It will be a torrid last 10 minutes. Well, it's all seated behind that goal there, but everybody is standing. And it's there, the equaliser, Pearson! Boro are back, and Nigel Pearson. What a goal! There's the jump by Vickers, and there is the finish from Pearson. Classic.
Well, the centre-back's in the act in this one. Vickers with the ball nodded back, and there was Big Pearson just kind of glancing headed on it. But you always felt, you know, once you got the first goal that another one might be in the offing, and here it comes.
Boro's brilliant fight back meant both sides had preserved their unbeaten start to the season. But two successive draws meant Boro needed a win at home to West Brom to get back on the right track.
Quite squelchy conditions here at Ayresome Park as West Brom look for a way through and feed the ball wide for Lee Ashcroft. He's got good feet, Ashcroft, and he's got a good shot on him too. That's an exciting finish and a first goal of the season for Lee Ashcroft. Stuart Naylor taking his time, certainly before measuring his clearance. Gets it up well over the halfway line. Taylor can't get there. There's Cox's clearance, and there's Wilkinson with a flick through. Here's Craig Hignett, and now John Hendry. Plenty of people up in this Boro attack as the ball is cut in there towards Wilkinson. He couldn't get there. Robbie Mustoe could. Drilling the ball home. And Robbie Mustoe brings Middlesbrough level. Lovely, concerted and flowing move, this one. Henry's cutback really got West Brom's defence stranded, and a fine finish from Mustoe. Forward is Moore, and here comes Wilkinson now. Down he goes, and the referee points, and that is a penalty, says Mr. Parker. Wilkinson chopped down in full flight inside the West Brom penalty area as he got onto the end of Moore's pass. Penalty. So Craig Hignett looks for his first goal of the season and looks to give Middlesbrough the lead. Hignett against Naylor. Hignett wins. It's 2-1 Middlesbrough. Hignett's first goal of the season.
When that happened, was there any problems over who was to take the penalty? Because Paul normally takes them.
Yeah, Paul does normally take them, but we've had a little chat last week, and he said if he didn't fancy a penalty and I was on the pitch, he'd let me have it, and he was good enough to let me have it tonight.
So how much does it mean to be back on top of the table with that unbeaten run still going?
Obviously it's important, you know, we've still got our unbeaten run and we're just looking forward to Saturday now. It'll be another tough game away at Port Vale, but you know, I think the lads are geared up for it.
Victory at the Hawthorns had cost Boro dear on the injury front. They made a great start at Port Vale when Jamie Pollock showed a touch of brilliance to open the scoring just before half-time. But Boro missed injured player boss Bryan Robson, and sloppy defending at the start of the second half was punished when Naylor put the home side back on level terms. Worse was to follow and Port Vale went on to snatch all 3 points. Lee Glover claimed the winner, but Stephen Pears never had a chance when he was wrong-footed by a wicked deflection. The Coca-Cola Cup campaign began with a day out at North East neighbours Scarborough, a two-legged affair, but Boro went for the kill in the first encounter.
Scarborough actually beat Hull City in the first round, but they're having to defend in numbers here as Neil Cox leads Middlesbrough forward, and they are really swarming around the Scarborough goal at the moment. The header missed. Here comes John Hendry though, and Hendry's shot breaks the ice. Hendry in great scoring form, 5 for him this season already. Scarborough looking to come back here with something from Rodney Rowe maybe. Billier hoping for an equaliser, and here is Rodney Rowe now, and Rodney Rowe strikes a spectacular goal. Superb equaliser for Scarborough from Rodney Rowe. Middlesbrough's corner. The chant of Yorkshire, Yorkshire, and here comes Jamie Pollock, and Pollock's header good enough to beat the entire Scarborough defence. Well, Pollock doesn't get many with his head, but he's stole in there among the big boys, and he scores. Cox and Hendry linking. Cox, the £1 million signing from Aston Villa. And, possession is going to be won back here. Alan Moore dances away from the first defender, takes the pass from Wilkinson. Alan Moore, oh, that's a superb effort from the Irishman Moore, and Middlesbrough go 3-1 clear, and that may be good enough. So free kick now for Middlesbrough, laid into the path here of Mustoe, and a deliberate finish, and Middlesbrough take a 4-1 advantage back to Ayresome Park.
Towards Wilkinson again, won't get there. Scott clears it. Good strong header away. Moore. Good movement by Middlesbrough. HIGNETT. Fleming. In towards Wilkinson. Still it's in play. Now Moore. Good save from Welsh. Early danger signs for Bristol City. They just keep moving all the time, this Middlesbrough side. Off the ball, on the ball. In the end, the final chance came to Alan Moore. Baird gets the flick on. Bent. Can he get round Vickers? Puts pace on it. Just round the side, but Steve Vickers was caught flat-footed. He didn't quite know how quick Junior Bent was there. Well, you can't underestimate his speed. Here's Craig HIGNETT streaking forward. Hendry running for him. He's onside. Hendry! What a super save from Keith Welsh. The flag stayed down. Hendry is onside. And Hendry scores. It's taken him a bit of time to add to the 4 he already has scored this season. But no doubt about it in the end. Very similar goal to the one we saw at Swindon during the week. Over the top, controlled it, took it round Keith Welsh. And even though there was a man on the line, he still scored.
Back in the Coca-Cola Cup came the formality of a second leg against Scarborough. Boro held a 4-1 lead from the first encounter, but the Minnows did have an early success.
Well, I suppose Middlesbrough do have to beware of the break. Back in numbers to defend here against Rowe, and the ball charged down by White, but the referee has given the penalty. Handball, he says, by Derek White. Well, there'll be some sympathy here, I would think, for the Middlesbrough defender. It's a block by him, but I suppose the referee is right. And Steve Charles, who's normally very adept in these situations, bangs it in. Goal for Scarborough. Fleming. Here's Derek White, keen to atone for his mistake, and Vickers is up there, and Wilkinson is in here. And Paul Wilkinson, who's had a bit of a lean patch recently, since that winning goal against Bolton in the early weeks of the season. He's gone a long time without a goal, but he prods this one in. Pollock continues to battle gallantly for the ball. Feeds Tommy Wright. Right, a neat looking cross. Here's Wilkinson, and that is 2. 2 for Middlesbrough, 2 for Wilkinson. A measured cross from the former Leeds and Leicester man Tommy Wright, and certainly a measured header to go with it from Wilkinson. Well, the contest may be over, but Middlesbrough want more goals, and here goes Craig HIGNETT for them now. Jaime Moreno is on his outside. Still Moreno. Oh, brilliant skills from the Bolivian. Wilkinson a hat-trick. but I'm sure he'll be the first to say that the goal belonged in so many ways to the Bolivian. HIGNETT to Moreno. Now watch him take on Steve Charles, cuts the ball this way and that, and the goalkeeper vainly keeping it out. Middlesbrough, remember, leading 7-2 on aggregate as HIGNETT shows a good turn of pace again here. And Moreno, and they're queuing up, all calling for the ball, and it's easy enough for HIGNETT. And that makes it 8-2 on aggregate. Lovely again from Moreno. And this is almost back to the old schoolyard, this goal. Everybody's saying, please give me the ball and I'll score. HIGNETT did. 4-1.
With 9 matches gone, it was level pegging with Wolves at the top. Both sides on 20 points, 3 ahead of Swindon Town, a side destined for a sorry slump all the way to the 2nd Division. The month of October began with a home match with Millwall, the second of 4 games in 12 days at Ayresome Park. Hendry, Blackmore and Cox were all back in the Boro starting line.
From Mark Kennedy. Hendry now looking to get away. This is Hendry through the middle. Hendry! That was a bad tackle. Ben Thatcher diving in there. He's given the spot kick, but what lies ahead for Thatcher? The contact was outside, would have thought. Hendry went down. Thatcher may well consider himself lucky to have escaped without further punishment. Craig HIGNETT is looking to take it. Great save there by Casey Keller. Looking to where that ball actually fell after HIGNETT thumped it. Keller got a hand to it and just pushed it over that bar, and it was under the roof of the netting. And it's Musto working hard again for possession. Through to Hendry. No problem, he takes those superbly. 65 seconds of the second half, and Hendry yet again gives Boro an advantage. Musto knocking it through, the appeals for offside went unheeded, and that was lifted over Keller so coolly. Savage there getting treatment, but Fleming still getting on top and getting away with the ball now. Hendry in the middle, Wilkinson is deeper, HIGNETT is on the far side. Hendry, HIGNETT, Keller again, Wilkinson picks up the pieces. 2-0 the Boro. The reward for following in for Paul Wilkinson. And Keller, just when he looked to have denied Craig HIGNETT again, can only watch as Wilkinson gets to it and makes it 2-0. Van Blurk straight to Cox and Wilkinson. Hendry, Cox takes it in his stride beautifully. Can Cox go all the way? Wilkinson trying to take over. It's an own goal. Wilkinson and Cox causing the problems. Wilkinson comes up smiling, and I don't think even he will claim that one. It may well have been McCarthy who got the final touch. There's Wilkinson, and it came off Mark Beard. Number 2, McCarthy made the challenge. So McCarthy, away form still the problem. It was the problem last season for Millwall, and it still is. And it could get even worse. This is Moreno, Hendry, Moreno. Oh, Keller caught there when they were queuing up. Moreno not looking to get all the glory himself, but Keller just nipped in.
Once again, it was the Hendry and Wilkinson combination that came up with the goods for you.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Wilco and John have both had, you know, a long time in the game. They're experienced pros, and they know how to keep it going and that. And they've got a really good understanding going. So that's pleasing for us.
With the injuries that you have at the moment, you must have been especially pleased by the clean sheet.
Yeah, I mean, Derek White's come in alongside Stevie Vickers for Nigel, and he's done a really good job. There was a performance at Port Vale where we made a couple of mistakes and we got punished, but since then the defence have done really well, and you know, they've got a good understanding.
Next, it was back to the Anglo-Italian Cup and a home encounter with Cesena. The most notable part of the evening came when Bolivian striker Jamie Moreno scored his first goal for Boro. A well-taken effort, but it wasn't enough to seal the tie. Cesena hit back when this free kick was deflected past stranded Boro keeper Steve Pears. And 1-1 was how it ended. Back in the league came a day of total frustration against Tranmere Rovers.
Already you sense two sides here bound to figure at the end of the season, and that tip over from White's header from Eric Nixon. Hendry surrounded by defenders, and he'll settle for the corner off McGreal. And Tranmere regroup. Hendry's bustling style wins many a corner. Up goes Wilkinson for it. He can't get there. Here comes Hignett now. Unlucky. The upright denied him, but the ball is still cut back in. Hignett again. Can't force it through. But they really are swarming around that Boro goal at the moment. And the header out carries the ball away to safety. But constant Boro pressure here going unrewarded. Hignett in particular considering himself very unlucky. Forward is Nevin. Aldridge now. Nice little build-up this one from Tranmere. Here comes Morrissey, and here comes John Aldridge. Goal for Tranmere Rovers. Who else?
After Tranmere had ruined Boro's unbeaten start at Ayresome Park, Luton Town inflicted a shocking defeat at Kenilworth Road. A curling free kick by Hughes set the nightmare in motion when Paul Wilkinson headed a spectacular own goal. There was nothing Boro could do about Luton's second goal. A sweet move that ended with a flick on by John Hartson, and Dwight Marshall stole in for the kill. It was a terrible half for Boro, and for Paul Wilkinson in particular. The big Boro frontman was again in the wrong place 5 minutes before half-time, when he found himself deflecting home a well-struck volley by David Preece. At that point, Boro knew they were beaten, and the Hatters looked capable of scoring at will. The home side took advantage of slack defending to force home goal number 4, Marshall with the final tap-in. Then came a well-executed goal that made it 5-0. Simple stuff by Luton, and John Hartson made no mistake when he cracked home a rasping drive. At least Boro managed to salvage some pride with a late consolation. Clayton Blackmore was denied by a save from Summer, but Derek White was there to make the final score 5-1. After a goalless draw at Udinese in the Anglo-Italian Cup in midweek, Boro travelled next to Fratton Park.
So Middlesbrough applying plenty of pressure at the moment. They'll come away for Fleming. Just got to knock one in here, and Wilkinson's header! Oh, how close can you go?
Well, he's got his head in his hands there because he knows that he should have really hit the target there.
Play resumes. Here goes Hendry. And an early cross in towards Wilkinson. Now Moreno! And how many more chances are they going to fritter?
Well, Mourinho will never have a better chance of opening his scoring in the Ensley Division 1. It's a great header back there by Wilkinson. Totally free. All he's got to do is direct it in a corner and it's 1-0.
Wilkinson's touch finds Hendry. Down the left goes Pollock, up against Simons, and Pollock's doing well here. Into that area he goes, and Pollock's still there, tees it up. Well, how on earth aren't they scoring? Wilkinson on the end of Pollock's run. He can't have been more than a couple of yards out, but Alan Knight's made the stop. Stimson used to play for the North East with Newcastle United. Now Preki, he'll have a drive. Oh, dearie me. A foot lower, and that would have qualified as one of the goals of the season.
Have you analysed what went wrong at Kenilworth Road? Because it surprised a few people.
We started bad and get worse. But all credit to Luton. I mean, they're probably the best team that we've played this season, and they were fantastic on the day.
It would seem to indicate after the goalless draw against Udinese and goalless here that at least the defence is looking up.
That's right. I mean, the man just said all along, if we keep a clean sheet, then we're always liable to score at the other end. It was unfortunate. We had a few chances in the first half, 1 or 2 in the second half, but we've got to keep on plugging away, and sure the breaks will come.
Well, maybe he didn't get a call there. It was Staunton. Dangerous ball in. Now York, twisting and turning. Houghton's cross. Ehiyong on the far post, and Whittingham. Townsend to drive it back through. And a goal for Aston Villa. Andy Townsend with his first of the season.
After Coca-Cola Cup defeat at Villa, it was back to basics at home to Swindon. Boro were seeking their first win in 7 matches.
And again off Robinson. Now Hendry. Much relief in the Middlesbrough dressing room that he was past fit to play today. It's so important to their attacking play. This is Alan Moore now. Good work by Moore. Back for Hendry. Hendry's shit Wilkinson, and it's caught for the goal! Magnificent start for Middlesbrough. Just 2 minutes gone. And they've broken through. Neil Cox, the former Aston Villa defender, Middlesbrough's record signing, of course, with his first goal in a Middlesbrough shirt. The chip in there by Hendry. Wilkinson just got a touch on. And Fraser Digby completely wrong-footed by the header from Neil Cox. All set up by the wing play here of Alan Moore. Lovely work there. Good vision too shown by Hendry. And Cox to finish it off. Didn't really penetrate Middlesbrough's defence too often in the first half. It's Neil Webb now. Fjortoft wants it ahead of him. Knocked off into the path of Keith Scott. Fjortoft again! And with 10 minutes of the second half gone, Swindon are right back in the game. Jan Fjortoft. Cox is lending his support in that penalty box. Forward again by Vickers. Then Todd to head it on. Now Hendry's escape from Nyholt. And it's 2-1 to Middlesbrough. John Hendry. 18 minutes into the second half, and Middlesbrough are back in front. Clinical finish by Hendry. Too much pace, too much power for Nyholt. And beyond the outstretched fingers of Fraser Digby. Well, Hendry's been going through a bit of a lean spell in terms of goal scoring, but his form hasn't dipped at all. No wonder Middlesbrough are claiming he's worth a call-up by Scotland. Hendry is onside. Wilkinson and Pollock in the middle. Now was Wilkinson pushed? He was! It's a penalty. Oh, it was a clumsy challenge by Robinson. Wilkinson, who has that knack of hanging in the air. And he certainly deceived Robinson, who went in recklessly, and it's a penalty for Middlesbrough. Wilkinson will take the kick. Just trying to compose himself now, as is Fraser Digby. Well, this is a game of twists and turns. Wilkinson. 3-1. Two goals in 3 minutes. And once again, the game has swung Middlesbrough's way. Paul Wilkinson, that's goal number 6 for him this season. He and Henry, remember, had gone through a series of matches without a goal. Now they've both scored. The partnership is back in business.
The first win in 4 league matches meant Boro finished the month of October just 1 point behind leaders Wolves. With 14 matches played, it was a case of so far, so good. November began with a home match against inform Oldham Athletic. The Latics had lost just once in their previous 5 matches.
Well, this is a chance for Oldham as Rick Holden knocks one in. Here's Gerrard, can't get the better of the defender, off the line by Cox, however. And that was an escape, and it is in from Richard Graham. Oldham's first goal in 4 games. Fleming down the line to Pollock. Pollock cutting that one in, and it's another diffident clearance, picked up again by Pollock. Now Fleming, and he'll wrap one in here, and a spectacular stop from Gerrard. This one is driven long. Wilkinson and Pollock keep battling away, and that's Pollock's game. And as a result of that, possession won back by Middlesbrough. Down here is Alan Moore, a chance here, and it's well kept out by Gerrard, and fortune certainly is on his side today. So Alan Miller launches the next attack. Wilkinson's header. Henry's run, and he's so strong and purposeful in these circumstances. Henry! And another great save from Gerrard, and no! I was going to say another one, but he couldn't keep out Morse's follow-up. At last Gerrard is beaten. But the Oldham goalkeeper tried so valiantly here. Terrific stop from Henry, and he almost kept out Morse's follow-up. Mustoe and Moore together here. I think the idea is for Mustoe to drive one in, and that he does, and another fine save. Well, this is Gerrard's day. HIGNETT's already had 1 try from this sort of area. He's going to have another go this time, and off the bar. Well, a combination of good goalkeeping by Gerrard, this man here, and bad fortune keeping Middlesbrough at bay. Moore, and then White, and that might turn out to be a very good ball indeed. HIGNETT's away up the middle, and Craig Hignett may well have won the day for Middlesbrough. A cool, a clinical finish. And what a pass there from Derek White. That may be a candidate for pass of the season. Craig Hignett outstripping Neil Poynton, belts it home, jubilantly.
Following a 3-1 defeat in Ancona that finally ended Boro's Anglo-Italian Cup interest, Boro were up by 2 early strikes at Grimsby. Failure to get the ball away in the 5th minute resulted in a home strike when Woods headed the opening goal. Grimsby struck again just 7 minutes later, Boro beaten by a well-executed move that proved to be the winner. Steve Livingston hit the woodwork when he won the ball at the far post, and Jim Dobbin pounced to stab home the rebound. Boro's reply came inside the final 20 minutes, when Alan Moore won a penalty. There was little doubt about the referee's decision, a clear foul by the Grimsby defender Lever. Craig Hignett made no mistake from the penalty spot. It was too little too late for Boro, but it was a different story in the big top-of-the-table showdown with Wolves.
Moore's little touchdown, Mustoe forcing the ball forward to Wilkinson, a typical layoff to Morris. Moore now has a chance to turn. Pollock, good movement here from the Boro midfield. Hignett has come inside and may well try one here. Hignett hit the post! A terrific effort there from Craig Hignett. Kelly coming deep for this one. Former Newcastle player, enough to earn him a share of the jeers at Ayresome Park. What a bad ball though. Darren Ferguson now pulling out a shot that just goes off the angle of the post and upright. Wilkinson didn't get the benefit of the bounce. He's shoving the Wolves defenders deeper, and Paul Blades hit a complete dig here in fact. Well, that's maybe more encouragement for Wilkinson to keep on the chasing.
I think that's right. I mean, that was really an unforced error. I would like to just see Paul Wilkinson maybe not running around so much and taking up positions towards the far post to get on the end of headers.
Like this one. Wilkinson, terrific save by Stow. Well, just as David was saying, make himself available for those crosses in, and he certainly did that then. Full of busy and ready to have a charge himself. Musto, Hendry let it go. Hendry, it's there. At last the breakthrough. Stow looks desperate, but Hendry bought the ticket and won the raffle.
Well, I suppose it wasn't the classic goal that we might have expected, but a good little dummy there from Hendry, leaving the ball, getting the return, and his shot deflected, but in fairness, it's no more than Middlesbrough deserve. I mean, really, they should be 2 or 3 ahead in terms of possession and the amount of the game that they've had, but ironic, isn't it, that it wasn't a classic goal by any means, but that's the sort of break that you need from time to time.
6 minutes left on our watch. Boro leading by that one John Henry goal, but Stewart with a chance here. Saving tackle there by Derek White, which may have had 1 or 2 hearts in the mouth, but there was nothing wrong with it, and that was a real lifesaver.
Craig, what was that like to play in? It was tremendous to watch.
Fantastic. I mean, the crowd got right behind us from the first whistle, and I think you've seen a fully committed performance there from the Middlesbrough team.
It could have been so many more than just the 1-0, couldn't it?
It could have. I mean, their keepers made some exceptional saves, but you know, we set our stall out from the start to play and get our shape, and we did that right throughout and got the result we deserved in the end.
Lieber tries to spread it to Nelson. It still might find him. He's waiting for the overlap. Sturgis makes it. Nelson goes a different path. Wilkinson wins the ball in the air, as he does so often for Middlesbrough, and a lovely layoff, and this is Hendry going in towards goal. Can he finish it? He certainly does. A great goal by Middlesbrough after just 4 minutes. Well, it's just typical of the way the Middlesbrough play. Wilkinson and Hendry have got this superb understanding, but when he's in this position, Hendry is quite brilliant. So the corner comes in then for Middlesbrough. Punched away by a man. Only as far as Musto. Good play. This is dangerous again from Boro. It's well away by Lieber, but it's still not cleared. And they pay the penalty. And Jamie Pollock scores only his 2nd goal of the season for Middlesbrough to make it 2-0. Well, they failed to clear the danger. And when the ball came in on the 2nd occasion, they still had so many men forward, and a good clean header by Pollock to make it 2-0. 10 minutes into the 2nd half. Robson. Looking for some options. It's the sideways ball to McCleary again. And again, central defender himself looking for some options. Lieber loses out again in the air. And a lovely bit of steering by Hendry. Now looking for Wilkinson. Can he collect it? He can. What about the finish? Off the bar again. Wonderful combination work. Hendry and Wilkinson have got such a superb understanding. That was a marvellous ball. But Wilkinson controlled it in an instant, fired in the shot, and a good bit of keeping by a man to get the ball onto the woodwork.
Victory at Charlton meant Boro ended November 2 points in front of Wolves at the top of the table. With 18 matches played and a game in hand on Wolves, Boro were going well. Boro were on a roll, and December began with a thumping victory over struggling Portsmouth.
And who knows, maybe there's a hangover from these teams playing each other only 6 weeks ago. It needs a goal really to settle it down. Pollock might deliver one now. Into the area he goes! What a goal for Boro! Wilkinson takes the credit. Pollock was the man who got him in there. Now they're happy. Now all the rubbish of the last few minutes in their minds is forgotten. Well, Paul Wilkinson's had a very lean time recently. Pollock's nipped it through to him here, one touch and blast into the corner of Knight's net. Only Wilkinson's 7th goal of the season, only his 4th in the league, but it's drilled home with all the old panache. Well, he's got Pollock to thank for it. Wilkinson, it comes down here for HIGNETT, who'll have a go, he's 2! What a couple of minutes we've had here! Oh, what a game this is now! Craig HIGNETT could not have struck it better. Oh, they're happy now, and Portsmouth are in danger of collapsing at the moment. They've lost everything, they've lost their composure, and they've lost 2 goals, drilled into the net by Craig HIGNETT. 2-0, 2 in 2 minutes, and HIGNETT dragging it wide of the defender, then whips it across the face of Knight into the far corner. Middlesbrough have caught fire here. And they can ill afford to concede another goal, but Wilkinson and Hendry combine neatly. Here goes Hendry, he's got a long way, John Hendry, and now he is brought down right on the edge of that area. Well, they are... Oh, it's a red card! Right on the edge of the area, and Jerry Crane, his afternoon is at an end. And things go to bad, from bad to worse for Portsmouth. And it was a red card given, it wasn't 2 yellows. Can Middlesbrough crown it with a 3rd goal? HIGNETT fancies his chances, and that's why! Absolutely deadly! They didn't need a penalty. It's his day all right. And surely there's nothing to stop Middlesbrough now going on to win the points. 3-0. Craig HIGNETT always fancies his chances from that sort of area. It eludes Knight's left hand. And victory is going to elude Portsmouth today as well. Craig HIGNETT's 2nd goal surely kills off Portsmouth's challenge and resigns them to another defeat. Through for Hendry, trouble here because he's got Musto alongside him. HIGNETT, Middlesbrough 4, Waite in the middle. Oh, and it comes for more, and it is a 4th, and it's a fluke really. Wilkinson gets it. I say a fluke because I'm sure Alan Moore intended a shot. And Wilkinson jutted out his leg. The ball flew past Knight, who was totally baffled about what was going on in front of him. It's crossed in here by HIGNETT. Now look at the space Alan Moore finds in there. I'm sure he was attempting a shot, but it's directed into the empty net by Paul Wilkinson for Boro's 4th.
This was a match Reading really needed to win, but Middlesbrough had the early chances. Craig HIGNETT's shot well blocked by Shaka Hislop. But just before half-time, Middlesbrough were reduced to 10 men. This tackle by Robbie Musto deemed a 2nd bookable offence, so an early bath for the midfielder. Reading had a great chance to take the lead when Alan Miller's missed kick fell to Stuart Lovell, but Miller made amends with the save. But with 20 minutes left, Keith McPherson was beaten for pace by John Hendry and forced to pull him down. McPherson had already been booked, so it was the 2nd red card of the night. And Wilkinson stepped up to put his side ahead. Reading left it late for the equaliser. Only 2 minutes remaining when substitute Scott Taylor got behind the defence to beat Miller. A happy ending for the crowd of more than 10,000. Final score: Reading 1, Middlesbrough 1.
Back at Ayresome Park, Boro had the chance to get back on the winning trail against lowly Southend. But this was not going to be a match that went according to form. And the job became an uphill battle when the men from Roots Hall took the lead. An opportunist strike by Hales. It went from bad to worse when Southend increased their lead to 2-0. Another quality finish, this time from Phil Gridlett. When Boro finally managed to get on the score sheet, just 11 minutes were left on the clock. John Henry reduced the deficit to a single goal, but the home side held on to claim a 2-1 victory.
What's the feeling in the dressing room now?
One of obvious disappointment, nothing else. I mean, we've came here today, let's say we're 5 points at the top of the league before today, but we've dropped 3 bad points. But you've got to get back from that, and hopefully, let's say Burnley, we'll get 3 points there.
Yeah, it's better to have a result like this when you have that advantage.
That's right. I mean, OK, when all's said and done, we're still at the top of the league, we're still 3 points clear.
Boro had to wait a week for the chance to make amends, and it was Burnley who felt the backlash at Turf Moor.
Pearson. Neil Cox, the former Villa player, to Bryan Robson, he of Manchester United. Lovely ball through from Robson, and Robson creates a goal for John Hendry, and that was classic Robson. A very good finishing, it has to be said, from John Hendry. 1-0 to Middlesbrough.
Well, I think Bryan Robson's just emphasised the real value he has for Middlesbrough. First of all, though, he was given acres of room to look up and pick out John Hendry, and the Burnley defence was cut nappy because Hendry made a diagonal run from left to right, got behind them all, just had a little look to see the keeper coming out, was able to lift it above him, and that is a marvellous goal.
And from the pictures we've just seen, Jimmy looked offside, but you can be guaranteed with the linesman straight in view that there's no question of offside.
Middlesbrough with a free kick. This is Moore. Now Neil Cox. Moore again, who's playing that floating role for Middlesbrough. Lovely cross, hits the bar. Wilkinson's header, and a real let off for Burnley. Wilkinson turns his man. The referee gives him the benefit of the doubt. This is Hendry going one way and then the other. There's a very good chance for Cox, who takes so long. Well, Middlesbrough playing around with the ball. The fans crying for a shot at goal. It comes now. Surely, it's in there. And John Hendry makes it 2-0 to Middlesbrough. And the Santa hats bob up and down from the Boro fans that have come here. They're going to be number one at Christmas. John Hendry scores his 14th goal of the season, his 4th against Burnley this season, and he won't get an easier one than this.
Well, it looked for a while as if no Middlesbrough player wanted to try and get a shot on goal. They messed about with it on the edge of the box for so long, and eventually a lucky little break for John Hendry, but he still had the composure to take around Marlon Beresford and just tap it into the empty net.
Goals, of course, coming up after this from yesterday's Premiership matches and reports from the ends of the league games as well. Here's Hendry, he's on a hat-trick, will he get it? Last kick of the game, last goal of the game. John Hendry gets it, man of the match, undoubtedly. And it's good night to Burnley. We are top of the league, and he is top of the Middlesbrough scoring charts. What a finish.
Oh, it was a great finish from Hendry, but you've got to give Alan Moore a lot of credit as well. He dragged the ball inside 2 players, threaded a lovely little ball past Winstanley, and Hendry one-on-one with the keeper, picked a spot right in the corner. Great hat-trick.
On Boxing Day, Boro found themselves in a real heavyweight battle with Sheffield United. In front of a full house at Bramwell Lane, the first blow was a self-inflicted one. A clear handball by Blades number 6 Paul Beasley left referee Rushton with no choice. A second bookable offence meant an automatic red card. Despite their handicap, the home side still managed to take the lead. The match now into the second half. Boro were caught out when a free kick ended with Glyn Hodges heading the opening goal. Happily for Boro, it was a lead that lasted just 5 minutes. Sloppy defending resulted in Craig Hignett getting the chance to equalise, a goal that made the final score 1-1. The festive period continued with an Ayresome Park encounter with Notts County. On paper this was a home banker, but Boro were given a shock when County took the lead.
County have lost their last 3 matches by a single goal, and leg pops one ends a mistake here, and there's a goal for Gary McSwiggan. Calamitous defending by Middlesbrough. Not kept on, and Moore will win it from Marsden, and on goes Alan Moore, knocking it through here for Craig Hignett, and that's a quite terrific finish by Hignett. The angle was not easy, but he made it look so. Notts County punished for some lax work in midfield, and when Moore threaded the pass through, Hignett supplied the finish. So free kick for Middlesbrough here, and there's Nigel Pearson, and Pearson may have won the day for Middlesbrough. A stumbling header from the former Sheffield Wednesday skipper. Middlesbrough in the lead for the first time. And Nigel Pearson gets onto the end of this free kick, and that could be a winner.
The final match of 1994 was at the Victoria Ground. Craig Hignett served up goal number 1 with an inch-perfect free kick, and Steve Vickers powered in at the far post to head home. 1-0 to Boro. But Stoke were not ready to end the year with a home defeat, and Boro were denied when Carruthers' far post cross was steered home by Nigel Gleghorn. A point was enough to confirm Boro's commanding lead at the top of the First Division in the final table of 1994. 5 points to lead over second place Wolves, but only 8 points separated the top 6. The new year began as usual with round 3 of the FA Cup. The draw had dealt Boro a tricky tie against third division Swansea, and the Welshmen gave Boro plenty to think about when they took the lead with a finely struck goal by Ford. Boro were down but not yet out, and they earned a second chance when Alan Moore headed home a superb equaliser on the hour. 8 days later, Boro were back on league duty. A live television audience witnessed a showdown with Swindon at the county ground, where Craig Hignett drew first blood.
Looks like Craig Hignett might fancy a strike. Straight at the wall though, comes straight back to him. Oh my word, he didn't make any mistake with the rebound. That's a terrific finish.
That also shows what's happened when you're at the top of the league. I mean, he's made an out-and-out mess of his first one. Fortunately, the ball's flown back to his left foot. I was actually surprised the ball's gone into the net. Here he is, he takes it, you know, he's tried to lift it. It's his own player, actually, who's gotten away, and he's just pulled the trigger on the second one, left foot in. Rap balls say they worked that one out a lot in training.
That's a good-looking one, and turned over the line by Fjordtoft, he'll claim that. You have to say that Swindon, since scoring their equalising goal, have been the better side and certainly looked the more dangerous. And now Fleming is in trouble here because he has already been shown the yellow card. He's just clashed with Nyholt, and that can only mean one thing for the young Irishman who is protesting his innocence. It seemed a nothing sort of incident really, but it's a second bookable offence, and that means that Curtis Fleming is dismissed in the last 5 minutes of the first half, and Middlesbrough, the leaders, have found things going all wrong for them. And danger here, Beecham in possession. It's turned in by Horlock. Swindon are in front.
After the setback of defeat at Swindon came another shock, this time at home to Swansea in an FA Cup third round replay.
Good running from Jenkins, good cross into the middle, chance here, a mistake, and it's there! Swansea take the lead through Torpy. Penny, and they could do so now. Penny, a chance for the second from Penny, and that's a second goal for Swansea City. Has to be said against the run of play at the start of this second half. Hignett, Pollock. Shot is on from Pollock, and Middlesbrough are back in the game.
But it wasn't enough. For the second season in a row, Boro were early FA Cup victims at the hands of Welsh opposition. A blow to morale before the home encounter with Grimsby.
The players really having to contend with boggy conditions here, and Hendry will get into the area. Down he goes. The players look, and the referee gives the penalty. Well, I think Grimsby might have cause here to feel a little badly done to. Hendry takes a tumble, and the penalty is struck, and Crichton makes the save. Great stop from the Grimsby keeper, Crichton. This is Groves ploughing away through. He's done really well here, Paul Groves. And a chance now for Neil Woods, who also ploughs on and scores with the angled shot. Driven across Miller, and Grimsby have the lead. They thought they may be offside. Fleming. The ball is knocked down here for Mustoe, and Robbie Mustoe drives the goal in off the hands of Crichton. 1-1.
A little too close to comfort for another defeat, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I mean, I just feel that we're not getting the run of the ball at the moment. But if the lads keep going with the same attitude, then the run of the ball will come back, and then they'll start winning games again. Because I couldn't fault the effort in the way they played today. You know, Grimsby have come here, they've had 2 shots, one in the first half, one in the second. They scored a goal which our lads felt was offside. And we've had a hatful of chances which we've missed.
At the end of January, the table had a familiar look. Boro 2 points clear of Wolves, and the top 2 still had a game in hand on all their nearest challengers. February began with a home encounter with Reading, a side keeping up with the promotion pack in their first season after winning the second division.
In and through the middle, he's onside here, and this could be Holdsgrove for Reading. Can he score? Cuts it across, and what a very good goal indeed by Paul Holdsgrove for Reading.
Uwe Fuchs, valued at £500,000 but secured on loan for the rest of the season, made his full debut in the home match with Charlton.
Now then, they want him to get round the outside and deliver the cross from there. That is the telling ball. It's White in that position now. All coming to help him. Robson's there if he needs. Nice little ball in from Robson to Blackmore, the old Manchester United combination, and there's the first goal! It's Uwe Fuchs. Middlesbrough lead Charlton by 1-0. 16 minutes into this game.
The first full game for Middlesbrough, it must have been a good feeling to score so early on.
Oh, now I've got mental good feeling, but physical feeling is very. I'm down now because it's other way of game. In Germany we play a little bit not so fast, more combination football, and here it's more running.
The fans certainly took you. You got a great reception at the end of the game.
Yeah, sure. With my thanks about the supporters, they call my name before and during the game, and it's good motivation for me.
Can you tell me about the decision not to play Paul Wilkinson? That's the first time I understand he's been left out, and the German guy goes up front.
Sometimes it's good to come out of the side and have a look at things, you know, when things aren't going quite well for you on the field, and that's what we did with Paul today. And Uwe came in and did smashing for us, you know, so it's good to have that option to switch it around when needs be.
The goal itself, the boss, Clayton Blackmore and Uwe all played a big part.
Yes, it was a good movement, and at the end of it was a good finish by Uwe. But in fair credit to him, he worked hard. He got a bit tired towards the end, but after about an hour, but that's only his maybe third game in about 3 months, so all in all we're more than pleased with his performance today.
Yeah, it was a pity that the game at Oldham was called off, wasn't it? Because that would have given you a chance to climb back again.
Well, that's right. I mean, we was very disappointed about that game being called off. But then again, like now we've won today, we can go to Wolves on Tuesday, and hopefully if we can get something there, we're right back up there. And obviously we've still got the 2 games in hand, so we've just got to make them count.
They got a good cup win over Leicester today. Do you think you could get them on the rebound?
Well, I mean, obviously that was a big occasion for them today. It's a good win for them, but they've got to get back to the league on Tuesday, get their minds right. So obviously if we can get them, catch them on the hop, but it's all the better for us really. But so we'll be going there now. We've got something to build on. You know, we can go forward and hopefully get a win.
Next came a big test against promotion rivals Wolves, who, like Boro, had seen their challenge lose momentum since the start of the new year. It was a match both sides needed to win.
Clayton Blackmore with the kick. Vickers coming in on the far post and got the header in, and it's gone in! Oh dear. A mistake by Jones, and Vickers breaks the deadlock here. The Middlesbrough fans celebrate, and Steve Vickers, the former Tranmere centre-half, has forced Jones into an error that he'll look back on with embarrassment, I fear. Almost an own goal. Defend well here, Middlesbrough, but how much longer can they continue to defend as Wolves press forward like this? Dennis, it's a good run by Dennison.
Yes, he made inroads there instead of crossing this ball from a long way out. At least he took players on, and I think that's what Wolves have got to do.
Uwe Fuchs at the other end, running clear again, and he's beaten Jones to it, and he could score here. He has! Uwe Fuchs' second goal in 2 games, and Middlesbrough have surely won this important match now. 10 minutes to go, Wolves 0, Middlesbrough 2. Uwe Fuchs, the new hero of Ayresome Park.
Well, he's certainly paying his way. It was a good run, actually. The keeper was favourite, obviously a very lucky ricochet, and from now on in, he plays it just right. Quite like him, Al. I like him.
Well, Tony Woodcock's the man who recommended him to Bryan Robson, and he knows a good forward when he sees one, so that's why Robson acted on the recommendation quickly. Again, Fuchs winning a nice little header, and Blackmore turns it on to Pollock. This could be 3 here for Middlesbrough. Penalty.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
He's celebrating as though they've scored again. And in fact, it's a red card there for Brian Law, which seemed to me, well, I suppose you'd have to say under the interpretation of the laws these days, he had to do it. It looked a bit harsh. Penalty surely would have been punishment enough.
It is harsh. You're absolutely right. It's the law. That's it.
But a penalty it will be. Brian Law sent off, and that's bad news. Further bad news, of course, for Wolves, because he'll face a suspension now. And Chris Morris has the opportunity here to just make Middlesbrough's night complete.
Well, it will. It certainly will.
Well saved by Jones. Well, he's making a speciality out of penalty saves. Paul Jones, I fear, from Wolves' point of view, that rather might be too little, too late.
It was a good save by Jones here, because he hit the ball extremely hard and well. Good save there.
5 days later at the new Den came a painful experience all round for player boss Bryan Robson. 7 minutes from time, Robbo's determination to break the deadlock ended with a collision with Casey Keller. The gaffer certainly came a cropper, blood shooting out of a deep wound above his left eye that needed stitches. Not much else happened in a goalless contest, which Millwall manager Mick McCarthy described as awful. The draw left Boro 3 points behind TRANMERE Rovers at the end of February. With 2 games in hand, Boro still had the Merseyside as well in their sights. March began with 2 home matches in 4 days, starting with a convincing win against Bristol City.
Cox looking to pick someone out up front, and he's found Fuchs, who could benefit from that slip in defence, and Uwe Fuchs surely here, he must score. I thought he was going to take too long, he didn't. Bryan Robson going in, and Allison, he's caught Vickers there, and referee Parker will take retribution on Wayne Allison here. Robson, the manager, leads the protests. It's a red card for Wayne Allison. Cox, and that's a nice little cushioned header, and it lets Uwe Fuchs in. 2 for the German. Blackmore with the ball in, and Fuchs here again. 1, 2, 3.
Your first hat-trick and your first match ball here in England.
It's my first hat-trick all my life. Yes, it's not usual in Germany to get the ball if you make a lot of goals or
a few scorelet goals. But it's a good present. I sent the ball maybe to my father.
Yes, centre forward position, strong running player, nicely intercepted by Mustow. He's got more to the left. Will he try the shot? He does. Oh, there's a roll! What a goal! Absolute stunner! What a way to celebrate your 200th senior appearance. He couldn't do better than that, could he? Holdsworth. Oh, Marino's got in on the goal. Can he finish? Beautiful stop. Fuchs is there. 2-0. Oh, the finish of a real professional there, Fuchs.
Victory over Watford meant Boro were still vying with Tranmere Rovers for top spot. Both teams were level, with Coca-Cola Cup finalist Bolton 5 points behind before Boro arrived at Burnden Park. Bruce Rioch's men, boosted by their semi-final win over Swindon in midweek, were always going to be a tough nut to crack on their home patch. And Bolton claimed all 3 points thanks to Patalainen's only goal early in the match.
Moreno tackled by Archdeacon, but again it falls for Pollock. Great ball there to Alan Moore. Fuchs is in the middle, it didn't reach him. Moreno, he scored. The first league goal for Jaime Moreno, the Bolivian. And the overseas strike force is coming good. This time it's the boy from Bolivia. And it was the boy from Teesside who made the first pass. A great ball. Irish cross. Fuchs was in there, and in came Moreno. Feeling for the offside, but the linesman was having nothing of it. Bullock's effort there, and Miller couldn't reach it.
2 points dropped at home to Barnsley was followed by a much bigger setback at home to Derby County.
Derby desperate for something today as they're fading in the promotion challenge a little bit. But here's Lee Mills now, and Lee Mills gives Derby a perfect start. Gabbiadini, and he's strong and robust is Gabbiadini. And here's another chance and another goal for Lee Mills. Well, it's been a terrific game so far for Derby County. Surely a third, wrapped in by Pembridge. There's a bit of hesitancy there in the Derby defence, and Hult's been pulled out of his goal, and there could be a chance, and Uwe Fuchs reduces the deficit. Fuchs again, in rampaging form. Here comes Pollock now. It's a ripping shot from Pollock. It's 3-2. Well, Gabbiadini's been outstanding for Derby today, and he seems to be taking on the entire defence here. Goes on the outside. It's a world-class finish, and it's 4-2 for Derby.
Boro had now dropped 8 points in 3 games. The trip to Sunderland was a showdown they badly needed to win.
The game by and large has been fairly controlled in the circumstances, just bubbling up a bit then. And a reflection of the hint of desperation that could start to come into this match if we don't get a breakthrough for one team or the other. Pollock on a run through the middle, Pollock with a chance here, Pollock still going, he takes some stopping, Jamie Pollock, and the Boro-born lad puts Boro in the driving seat. 1-0 Middlesbrough.
The win at Sunderland was the start of a great run for Boro, and 2 days later Brian Robson signed Jan Åge Fjortoft from Swindon Town. A club record £1.3 million the fee on transfer deadline day. International duty prevented Fjortoft making his debut against Port Vale.
Potts trying to get in that, frantic to get the ball away from Ray Walker, who stuck to his task, but now Fuchs has got some room. Robson, Moore wants it out wide. Robson weighs up the options, brings White into play instead. Port Vale have got a lot of men back. White in possession. Still with White. Square for Robson. Goal! The boss gets his first goal, and leading right from the very front. Terrific strike, and that one has set Ayresome Park absolutely alight. Look at the smile there on Robson's face. Now an interesting free kick again. Big men are up there, Fuchs making a determined run towards Russell White's goal. Over it comes. Didn't reach any of the red shirts. Cox followed in there. Halfway, and Vickers. It's another one. It's two. It's Steve Vickers, and it's all going Borough's way. Vickers stayed up for the attack and got his reward. Russell White bitterly disappointed. Cox firing it in, and it was Ray Walker who got to it. Pollock now, Moreno getting around on the outside. Here's Moreno, the substitute. Fuchs, it's three. Uwe Fuchs again, and it's that international flavour to the goal. And Jaime Moreno, with his first touch, sets up Borough's third. Uwe Fuchs on target again. That's 8 out of 10 for the big German, but Moreno, what a part he played.
Bryan Robson, you must be delighted with that.
Yes, it's a good win for us. We knew that Port Vale would make it difficult, and you know, the blustery conditions and that, so I was pleased with the lads to put it in.
2 goals in the first half were the significant ones.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we played against Derby last week and they played with the win in the first half, and it does make a bit of a difference here. But we got the advantage, and then we kept our shape and that, and you know, the lads deserved the win.
A superb win rewarded by a 4-point lead at the top of the First Division. At the end of March, Boro knew their destiny was very much in their own hands. With 7 matches remaining, the promised land of a place in the Premiership was there for the taking. The final countdown continued at the Hawthorns, where Onsong Boro made it 3 wins in a row and Fjortoft made his debut.
Floated it in again, it's Raven with a flick on! It's Tony Rees! Moore, he was onside. Oh, he skipped inside them all. And again, there's a good tackle in there. Fuchs is in there. And it's been turned in, and it may just be an own goal. Jamie Pollock's taking the applause. White. Here's Moore, he created the equaliser. There's his cross, and it is an own goal. And it looks like it's Paul Raven. There's a break on here again with Moore. 3-1, and Alan Moore has turned match winner for Middlesbrough.
The rearranged game against Oldham brought a disappointing end to Borough's winning run. Jan Åge Fjortoft was denied an opening strike by the woodwork, and Oldham survived to claim the only goal of the match. Veteran striker Andy Ritchie claimed all 3 points for the home side. Defeated Oldham ended a 3-match winning run. Boro bounced back in the best possible way though, at home to Stoke City.
Good ball by HIGNETT. A chance here must be. There it is. 1-0. Nigel Pearson the scorer. 13 minutes into this game. Cut out by Pollock, but Carruthers was able to take advantage. Oh, good ball inside for Pescasolido. 1-1. Moore turning inside. Now then, Fjortoft helps it on to Moore. Moore through. 2-1. Oh, what a goal! Sheer brilliance from Alan Moore, his 6th goal of the season.
Alan Moore showing just why he's such a sought-after player. A Meadow Lane and opening strike by relegation-bound Notts County gave Boro a tough test. Devon White the scorer for the home side. Boro came storming back to claim a point in the dying minutes. German sub Uwe Fuchs was in the right place to land a super strike. While Fuchs continued to hug the limelight in front of goal, new boy Jan Åge Fjortoft was still to make an impact. But Fjortoft finally put that right against Sheffield United.
White looking for Fjortoft. Good first touch from Fjortoft. Good strike from Fjortoft, and Middlesbrough have the lead on 6 minutes. Jan Åge Fjortoft grabs his first goal since joining Middlesbrough for £1.3 million. Cox happy to just run the ball out. Not the most effective of clearances, but Moore just cannot get that final touch he needed. Ball played through. Blake, he's through, he's onside, and he's levelled it. At the moment, Middlesbrough having to defend. Kavanagh. Challenged by Flo from behind. Is Robson happy to leave as is, as the ball drops onto the back of Uwe Fuchs, and Fuchs in trouble. There's a lunging tackle by Uwe, and he's certainly going to have his name taken, and he's been sent off. Fuchs has been given his marching orders for that late challenge.
How difficult has it been to sort of slot in with your new teammates?
Yeah, it has been difficult in terms that I haven't got that first one to get it off my the bad jokes in the dressing room. But when I came here, like I said all the time, it's not about me. It's just about us getting the necessary points. Unfortunately, some results today went against us, but we can just take it from here. The spirit we showed today, they had one great chance, a good run, a good ball, a good finish. Okay, we can live with that. But we deserved more today, but at the end of the day, we just got a point, and we've got 3 more games now, and I think we have to win them all.
It didn't turn out that way, but Fjortoft was on the mark again at Barnsley.
Here's a chance at the other end immediately for Fjortoft, and he's onside this time. Shot and covering. Fjortoft the shot. Fjortoft the goal. Great goal. That's why they signed him. Record signing. The fans love him. Fjortoft's second goal since he joined from Swindon Town before the deadline, and what a critical goal it may be as Middlesbrough seek a place in the Premier League.
He's on the ball there, the defender's not close enough to him, he's got it out of his feet and got his shot away before the defender can get a block in. Everybody just seemed shell-shocked there and stood like statues. There he is, he shifted it there, a little dummy, but the defender will be disappointed he didn't get across and get a block in there just after Barnsley have missed the best chance of the game. That's football.
Up it goes from Davis, then a little touch from Payton. Redfern now. Davis, it's not a bad ball, it's a header, it's a goal! Andy Little, 1-1! What a great pass it was from Steve Davis! And poaching in there was Andy Little, and Barnsley have got their just desserts.
So with 2 matches remaining, the question still remained. Would Boro be celebrating their move to their new stadium in the Premiership? Work at the new Riverside Stadium was well underway. What about the pitch though? It doesn't look too clever at the moment.
The pitch is nice and green, isn't it? All the work's gone on with the pitch, the drainage in, there's certain soil on there, they've just covered it over to protect it, and hopefully we'll seed it in April. By August we should have a nice green playing surface.
Do you think the fans now have really taken to the new stadium?
Yeah, I think they have. I think that a lot of them didn't believe it was actually going to happen. They're now, as I say, coming down in the hundreds, looking at it, and there's still 1 or 2 sceptics who say, I'll not believe it till I've sat in the stand and the game's being played, but believe you me, the stadium's here and we'll be here in August playing football.
The key question really is, will it be ready in time?
Yeah, I think it will. Everybody's geared up to that. The contractor knows the termination date and he's quite happy he can meet it. So yeah, we believe we'll be here in August playing football.
The final day at Ayresome Park was always guaranteed to be a full house, and it turned out to be a memorable occasion. The name of Boro's new home was formally announced.
Riverside Stadium!
The Riverside Stadium was the popular choice. To make it a perfect leading party, Boro needed a win against Luton Town. They were just about secure a place in the Premiership.
Pearson, Vickers all up there. Blackmore's corner towards Pearson, he got a knock on there, Fjortoft to scrap forward the line again, and it was Robson in there once more. They've got a penalty. It's a penalty to Middlesbrough. Let's sort out what happened.
Well, the ball comes across again, Pearson gets the flick, good header back by Fjortoft, the head's going, it's kicked off the line, it happened so quickly, it's headed back in again. I honestly didn't see the handball, it was very, very insignificant. In fact, I think everybody's missed it.
A little pat on the cheek there. I don't know whether that offence happened when Robson was in there challenging, I don't think so, it came out again. Real pressure though on Neil Cox with the penalty. Cox for 1-0. Good save, the follow-up, and Kelvin Davis denies Boro. Boro corner to the last minute of the first half. Only half away. Hendry was challenging. Pearson scrapping as well. Hendry opening up room. And it's a goal! Middlesbrough have taken the lead. Hendry's shot, and Ayresome Park erupts right on the stroke of half-time. Few men square for anything touchdown, but it's lifted in towards Taylor. It's goal, equaliser. They're appealing the Boro players, but it's in from John Taylor. Robson, nothing inhibited about him surely. Moore, he can win a game. Pollock, he's the sort of person they'll look to really push on. Pollock bursting through the men there, and White supporting as well, and still with White, and Hendry! Goal! Boro! John Hendry! Hendry's second, and Middlesbrough back in charge. John Hendry, who's done so much over the years, puts the smile back on the Middlesbrough supporters. And they can't stop celebrating down there.
Bryan Robson, congratulations, what a fantastic way to finish off here at Ayresome Park.
Yeah, it was a hot day, and the lads really put it in and played everything.
Tremendous performance, it could have been 5-1. The reason I mentioned that scoreline is, you might be pleased to know that West Brom have beaten Tranmere by 5-1.
We like to make it hard for ourselves. It keeps everybody on their toes.
So really it is down to yourselves now. Only yourselves and Bolton can win this championship.
We've said it all the time, it was up to us, but we've still got a bit of work to do yet.
As I say, I don't know if you're over there, Tranmere have lost 5-1 this afternoon, so it's all to play for.
That's all right, but this was the main result. The lads did their own business, and you know, we need to do that next week as well.
It's been a tremendous atmosphere here all afternoon. What a send-off.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks Brian. And John Hendry, the man who scored the 2 goals. Fantastic match for you.
Yeah, I mean the crowd have come out in force today, and it was a bit emotional. I mean, going to new ground and what have you. But this is the best atmosphere I've played in Ayresome Park. It's fantastic.
Fantastic final match here. The fans, I mean, what can you say about them?
Absolutely magnificent. Just look at them now, and hopefully we can get the point we need. It's not over yet. There's still a bit of work to be done.
But you're confident you'll be in the Premiership next season, John?
I'll tell you next Saturday, next Sunday.
Thanks very much, John.
Okay. Yeah.
Boro's championship triumph was confirmed in midweek when Bolton failed to win at Stoke. Bruce Rioch's men had needed to win their final 2 matches to stand a chance of automatic promotion. But Boro were not to be denied. Robbo's men were home and dry, and that meant the pressure was off in the final match of the season at Tranmere.
We're into stoppage time, and there hasn't been too much of that. Tranmere's corner then. Little touchdown there, and it's gone all the way through from Kenny Irons. It's a goal for Tranmere, and it trickled in the end. watch that one carefully. And Nixon, and that's an equaliser. And Fjortoft may well take that one himself, but the agony is with the substitute, Gary Jones. Well, what a crazy goal that was. And one or two Middlesbrough fans getting a little bit enthusiastic there. And we've still got the man down injured, and it's all got a bit confused. Let's look at the goal anyway.
Well, it was a good ball, knocked high in the air. It held up in the wind, and I thought when Fjortoft went through, he wasn't going to keep going. I thought he'd given it up, and unfortunately there was hesitation there in the Tranmere defence. It was headed back beyond his own goalkeeper. We see it here, and we see McGreal come. Indecision and confusion between the goalkeeper and McGreal. It comes back off the post, and there's a gleeful Fjortoft just to smash it into an empty net.
The final league goal by Boro's record signing, Jan Åge Fjortoft, meant Robbo's men had finished their championship winning season with a 6-match unbeaten run. The First Division title secured by a 3-point margin. The chain of events meant Boro still had to collect the trophy, and that honour was reserved for the Steve Pearce testimonial, a night to savour for Boro's heroes.
Just the whole place is a massive lift. I think people looked at Newcastle up the road and wanted the same, and I think that Bryan Robson has came and done the very same thing here. And obviously going to a new stadium as well next season. It's all geared to success here.
I think it can only get better. We've played well this year. We might bring a few new signings in, but the team's good enough to stop in the Premier League and maybe do well in it. If the manager brings new players in, it's just good for the club.
I'm looking forward to getting back into that Premiership and another big challenge.
Oh, it's great. It's great, to be honest. I mean, and obviously with the money behind the club at the moment, I'm sure we'll succeed. And we've got a chairman that's a winner, and we've got a manager that's a winner, so I'm sure we'll stay there for a long time.
At last it was time for the moment everyone at Ayresome Park had been waiting for. The first sight of the First Division trophy. Boro, the pre-season favourites to win the championship, had lasted the pace. Never far from #1 spot, Bryan Robson's heroes had finished in pole position when it really mattered. And now it was time to take the final bow. At the end of a long, hard season, there's no better feeling than running around with a trophy. And this was the one Boro wanted, the passport to a place in the Premiership. A winning feeling for Bryan Robson's winners, and a triumph that Boro had fully deserved. In 92 years at Ayresome Park, silverware was always a rare commodity for Middlesbrough. Real successes were very few and far between, but the final season had proved to be a vintage campaign. The First Division trophy a great sight for the Boro fans, and a satisfying feeling for the men who made it happen. Finally, man of the moment Stephen Pearce emerged with his family to a generous heroes reception. Then came the match itself, and the proceedings gave Boro fans a nostalgic reminder of some of the talents not long departed from Ayresome Park. Stuart Ripley on the wing, and in the middle Bernie Slaven got up well to head home. A moment he certainly enjoyed, and so did the fans. It was good to see Stephen Pearce show everyone what he can still do. This fine save a powerful reminder of the Pearce standard of excellence. A super stop well worth the second look. It may have been a testimonial, but the challenges were not always friendly. That was a definite penalty by any standards, and it set up an unexpected finale. Up stepped the man of the moment, Stephen Pears, to take the spot kick. A nice touch for Borough's long-serving goalkeeper. And he didn't let anyone down. How fitting it was that Stephen Pears should score the last ever goal at Ayresome Park. A piece of history sure to be the subject of many future quiz questions. But the real achievement that will long live in the memory of all Boro fans, of course, was that this was the day Bryan Robson got his hands on the First Division trophy. The perfect end to the perfect season for Middlesbrough Football Club.